Hi beautiful people! So this is going to be my video all about my mission trip to Haiti, which was amazing. Before I tell you anything about it or how incredible it was, I want to show you a little montage of all the pictures that got taken when we were there. Let's go! Well, there's a girl who looks just like FarAwayDistance in those pictures. So funny. Coincidental, isn't it? I'm so happy I finally get to sit down and film this because I have been wanting to for a while, and homework is kind of crazy, and I kind of put it off just because I wanted to really process through everything that God was teaching me, and I didn't just want to like get right back in, you know, from Haiti and just film right away, because I feel like I couldn't have processed everything that quickly, and I knew that God was going to be working in my heart a lot more right when I got back, and so I wanted to kind of figure some stuff out and like keep working on what He was doing in me, and just, I don't know, I thought it would be good to wait. So I'm glad that I did, because it's so cool. Like, the opportunities that God has just literally laid in my lap over the past couple weeks since I've been back have been amazing, and just the evidence of God being in my life and in my heart and in other people's hearts, it's just been so stinking evident. Oh my goodness, it's so cool. And I'm gonna be making videos about that stuff, like some really cool stories. I can't wait to share all this with you. I wish that I had like just tons of free time like every day to just sit and film, because literally the Lord's been doing so much and it's been really cool to see. So I'll tell you some of the stuff in this one, but then other stuff that He taught me I'm gonna be making like individual videos about, because I can't fit it all in this, and it's gonna be really cool. I can't wait to share it all with you, but I know that I couldn't fit it all in this. So anyways, all right, so the first thing I'm gonna share with you is just kind of what we were doing, so you kind of have an idea. You can kind of see from those pictures, but like we were working in a school, a preschool with 2 to 4 year olds, because they wanted education majors to come and like work in the preschool that they have there. They start out with 2 year olds. Like the first kids that they had were 2 years old, and now it's been going for 2 years, so now some of them are 4, and they also have new ones coming in each year who are 2 years old. And the reason they're doing that is basically they're trying to break the dependency mindset a lot of people in third world countries have, which I don't blame them for having at all. I'm not trying to say that at all, but like a lot of people in third world countries kind of rely on other first world countries to kind of give them food, give them clothes, different things like that, and they've kind of developed this, well, they're gonna give it to us, so why do I need to work for it mindset. And like I said, like I don't blame them. If I was in that situation, if I was them, I probably would have the same thing, because their parents taught them and they taught their kids, and their kids are gonna be teaching their kids that same mindset. You know, it's that cycle of poverty that it's really hard to break. And so what this preschool is doing, the missionaries are doing at the preschool, is they're starting young so that the kids can learn, if you work hard, you can get out of poverty. You know, if you work your tail off, and if you develop properly. Like, they're giving these kids 2 meals a day, which is probably more than most people get in Haiti. Like, oh my goodness. That's another thing I'll tell you at the very end, just how awful it was to see kids who are so malnourished and like had bloated stomachs, which is something I had never seen before. That was really, really hard for me, especially coming back here. I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, they're helping these kids to develop properly and teach them, like, when they develop properly, when they work hard, and when they have Christ, like, they can rise out of that poverty, that awful poverty cycle that a lot of them are in. Actually, like most people in Haiti are in. But yeah, that's a really good thing that they're doing, because those kids are gonna grow up in this school knowing Jesus, knowing that they are loved, and knowing that they can get out of that poverty cycle, and then they're gonna become leaders one day in Haiti. Like, it's gonna take years, like literally years, to see a harvest, you know, with all the seeds that are being planted now, and things that they're doing to water those seeds. Like, it's going to take years to have that harvest, which is what the Bible talks about. I'll leave, like, sometimes I talk about things that are in the Bible and I don't say like directly like the scripture names, but I always put them in the description for you, so like I'll put it in the description. But that's an idea I get from the Bible when I talk about harvests and stuff. But anyways, they'll see a harvest years from now, and it's gonna be so cool to see that. But right now, it's just they're praying and pouring into these kids that God would just work in their hearts and just help them to grow up so that one day they can be leaders of Haiti, which is really cool. So that's what I was doing, is I was working in the preschool with these kids, and it was basically just like a preschool in America. It was really cool. The kids were so cute, like so stinking cute. You saw the pictures, like, oh my goodness, they're adorable. Then I was just gonna tell you a little bit about the conditions. Like, they warned us. The first question they asked when they interviewed us to go on this trip was, are you gonna be okay with not showering for a week? And I was like, yeah, I'm game, let's try it. Because I'd never done it before. Like, I live in a country where I have running water, right? And they don't have running water. So we did not shower at all. And I used like baby wipes to clean myself. And actually it wasn't bad at all. Like, I kind of expected it to be disgusting, but it really wasn't. Those baby wipes really work. If you're wondering, like, if you can't shower for a week or wash your hair for a week, it can be done. Okay, so now I'm gonna tell you all about what God taught me while I was there. And literally I wrote down a list, like preparing for this video. I had like 22 things written on this piece of paper, and I had to like narrow it down to, I don't even know how many, like a bunch of little small ones, because I literally would be here all day if I told you everything. But like I said, I'm gonna be making like small videos of like a lot of these things throughout, I don't know, next couple months, so you'll learn about it, but just not all in this one. Okay, the first thing that God taught me that is so cool, and I've been really seeing just so many opportunities, like I said, laid in my lap that God has been giving me to apply this lesson, is the language barrier thing. Okay, this is something that was so cool. I noticed it the first day that I got there. I was really frustrated because I could not speak to these kids like the way I wanted to, the way I can talk to people here in America, because I couldn't speak the language. They speak Creole there, which is a language mixed with like French and African languages, and I couldn't speak it. I could say, hello, my name is Becca, all this stuff, like little tiny phrases, how are you, little things, but I couldn't just say, God loves you so much, God sees you as valuable, you are treasured, you are delighted in. I couldn't say the whole gospel, I couldn't do any of that, and it was so frustrating to me because I wanted to just love these kids and encourage them through words, but I couldn't, and that was so frustrating because that's all I wanted to do, was to go there and be able to say that, and I couldn't do it. And so from the very first day, literally the very first day, when I was standing across this fence talking to these kids who lived at the next like house over, me and my friend were talking to them, and we said, you know, hi, my name is Becca, how are you? And after that, it just got really awkward, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't say all that I want to say to you right now. And that just compelled me. When I got back to America, I said to myself, Lord, I'm going to talk more. I'm going to talk to strangers more. I'm going to get to Jesus, get to you more in conversation with strangers, not just with people that I'm comfortable with, but actually with strangers, getting to that point where I can tell them about Jesus and stuff, and not being afraid to do that. Because in America, there really are no language barriers the way that there were in Haiti. Not everyone speaks English in America, but for the most part, that's the language people speak. And so, you know, I told myself when I came back that I would do it more, and I have been, and I can't wait to tell you one of the stories. I went on a trip last weekend to Utah, and I had this amazing conversation with a Muslim woman on the plane. It was so cool, and that only happened because of the fact that I went to Haiti and this language barrier thing was taught to me by God. Like, that wouldn't have happened if not for him teaching me this there. So, can't wait to tell you that story. That's gonna be one of the videos for sure. All right, the next thing was just about how to love when you can't use words, because like I said, the language barrier was a thing. Like, it was really tough, but I learned a smile, a high five, a hug, a handshake, a wave, like all these little like non-verbal things that you can do. That's, I learned, is a huge deal. Like, people really care when you do that stuff, and it really makes an impact on them, especially as little kids. Like, when you wave to them and smile, like, they're like, ooh, smile back, you know, they're so cute. Like, these kids, they really needed that, because in Haiti, this is a sad thing, it's not just in Haiti, it's in a lot of third world countries. Like, people don't have birth control, and like, they have 10 or 12 kids, not 10 or 12, 8. Say 8, 8's a good number. Okay, a lot of people have like 8 kids and they don't want them. Always, they can't afford to feed them, they can't afford to clothe them and all the stuff, they can't afford to have them, and so they don't want these kids. And so often, like, they don't treat these kids well at all. These kids are just neglected and don't get attention and the proper things that kids need to function and love. They don't get that love that they need. And so we just showed them that love by smiling at them, by waving at them, and you could just tell their faces would light up. Like, you're showing me attention, like, you care about me, you see me as valuable. All those little nonverbal things that we did to these kids meant so much to them, and it was so cool to see that, because the reason why I smile at them and loved them and did all those little nonverbal things was because God sees me that way, and so I want other people to see you are valuable, you are loved, you are delighted in. And that's why, like, I showed those little nonverbal things to those kids, is because God sees that in me and in them, and I want them to see that. There was one of the little girls in those pictures that, I don't know if you noticed, but she like wasn't smiling. Her name was Mishlove. She was one of my favorite kids. I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but she was adorable. She, like all the other kids, when we would sing like Bible songs or whatever, would be like jumping up, dancing, singing, and going crazy, and she just kind of would stand there like emotionless, like nothing at all. And like when the kids would repeat the alphabet or do different things, like she wouldn't say anything. I never heard her talk really much, and she didn't really show any emotion at all. And I really started to just like focus in on her and just love her and show her, like I said, that nonverbal communication and show my love for her through action, and I really saw her heart soften. Like, I started praying for her through the week, and I'm dead serious, like through the week, really just every single day her heart was softened a little more. I saw her smile the last day we were in the preschool. My friend, like, she nudged me, she's like, Becca, like, she's smiling. Mishlove is smiling and giggling right now. And I was like, oh my, is that the same girl? Like, she's giggling and smiling. And it was so stinking cool because when we got back, the missionary who works at the preschool, she messaged me on Facebook and she was like, Becca, this week Mishlove was smiling and giggling and laughing and repeating things when we were doing the alphabet and all this stuff, and I know that's because of the love that you showed to her last week and the attention that you gave her. And I started crying because first of all, I missed her so much, and second of all, that's not me, like, that's the Lord who gave me so much love, and then I poured it out to her because of what God's done for me. And it was just so cute to know that, like, her heart was softened by one little thing I did, or like a couple of little things that I did. So don't waste those little things that you do. They're very important. Okay, the last thing I want to share is something that was really tough, and this is something I want to warn you about because I 100% would encourage you to go on a mission trip. 100,000% I encourage you to go on a trip. But the warning with it is, it's hard. It's really hard to come back because you get hit with this mission trip depression, kind of, and it hits everyone at different points and in different ways. But the way it really hit me, and what I kind of want to warn you about, is I would work with the kids, right, the 2 or 4 year olds and stuff, and we also had neighbor kids who we would hang out with and stuff. They looked 8 years old. The first day I was like, oh, how are these kids? And the translator, told me they were 13. Okay, but they looked 8. They looked 8 years old, and I was shocked. I was like, no way, like, you're joking, right? No, they were 13 years old and they looked 8. I just couldn't believe it. And I learned that I knew this, but like it really hit me when I saw real kids. They didn't develop properly because they weren't fed properly. They didn't get the nutrients they needed. They didn't get all that stuff that I got and my friends got and everyone mostly in America gets compared to them. Oh, it was just so sad because I saw kids who were malnourished and had bloated stomachs. I had never seen that before, and that was so hard. And then it was really, really tough was coming back to America. And I went to my field experience with second graders who were like 8, 7, whatever, and they looked massive, like massive. And I had never thought twice about it before I went to Haiti, but I looked at them and they're not even pudgy. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, they were tall and they were their size that they're supposed to be. It was just crazy. They looked huge. Oh, I didn't show it in class because I was teaching a lesson and I had to be like, on it or whatever, but I was so upset. I just got hit with that shock that you come back from like a third world country to America. I got hit with it so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard to know that people in Haiti like aren't growing properly, don't look their age because they're not getting enough food, seeing bloated stomachs, all that stuff. It was really tough for me. But yeah, overall this trip was incredible, like absolutely incredible, and I have so much more to say and I want to talk about it, but I know that's going to be for a different video. So I would highly encourage you, if you have been thinking about going on a trip, if you have an opportunity, 100% take it. Like, if you can do it, go for it, because I learned things in Haiti I could have never learned if I had not gone. And now I'm just getting all these opportunities that I'm taking, that the Lord's just been giving to me, and I'm actually like applying the things that He taught me in my life in ways that if I hadn't have gone, like, I would have never done those things. So I'm so thankful, and it's just so cool to see God really, really working in me and working in my friends, and it's been really making me step out of my comfort zone more, talk about Jesus with strangers more, and like really, really be intentional with my non-Christian friends to bring them to Jesus, because life is so short and then we die, and wherever you end up, you're gonna be there for the rest of eternity. And so it's so important, and I want to share the gospel more with people, and I'm doing it more. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, and like I said, that stuff wouldn't have happened had I not gone. I encourage you 100% to go if you have a chance, not just to Haiti, but anywhere, even if it's in the US, definitely go on a trip, because it's life-changing and God can teach you things there in amazing ways. All right, well, that's it for me today. I wish that I could sit down and film the other ones that I really want to do, like right now today, but homework's a thing, school's a thing, classes are a thing, sadly. But yeah, they'll be coming up soon, I think you promise, and just, yeah, be looking forward to those. I'm very looking forward to filming them. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you have a great day. I know that you are so loved and so beautiful.